Hey YouTube, today we're looking at a wide angle lens, a 58mm wide angle lens that also has a macro lens from Neewer. You probably heard of the company. I got this off of Amazon, so I'll tell you what I think about it. So this is a cheap lens. I got it off of Amazon.ca for $21, and it's not going to change the quality of your photography or the quality of your video, but the only thing that it's going to do is give you a wider angle. When you first put it on your camera, you're going to notice there's a black ring, so that's sort of a halo effect. I ended up, every time I wanted to shoot something, I ended up zooming in a little bit. For the price, it does feel good in the hand. It has a cover in the front and a cover in the back, so when you want to store it. And it also has a macro lens, so there's a macro lens and then it's screwed on to the wide angle lens. I bought this lens to use with my Sony RX100 Mark II, and if you're familiar with the camera, you know that it doesn't really take any lenses. However, Sony does have an adapter that you could put on the camera in order for you to put filters on. I've got that adapter, and then I got another adapter to convert from a 49mm to 58mm, and I ended up putting this filter on. I'll make a video about all that if you're interested. You do have the ability to use the macro lens on its own, of course, to get close shots of anything you want to get, and then you also can put both lenses together and put them on the camera and you'll get the wide angle. So this is an example of the macro. I think it does a pretty good job for the price. Just keep that in mind when you're evaluating this, when you're getting this. You're not really buying a high quality lens, but it is doing the job, either giving you a macro shot or a wide angle. You'll see here, I dropped it today. The first time I'm using it, I dropped it. Nothing happened. It has this little scratch on the side, but no break. So that's a good thing. It was about a 4-foot drop, but nothing happened. It's still working. Here's an example of the difference with and without the lens. So you'll see here, parts of the building are not showing up. There's also this little path on the left hand side downstairs that you can't see without the lens, but when I put the lens on, you're able to see it. I also did a zoom test, so my camera has optical zoom and then it switches to digital zoom. Nothing really changed. It's just literally giving me a wider angle, but nothing changed. So the lens itself is doing just one thing. I wanted you to know that just in case you want to buy it for other purposes. I actually think the image was better when I zoomed in all the way without the lens rather than with the lens on.
So, should you buy it? I say yes. If you're on a budget, you want a lens that gives you a wider angle, but you also want a macro lens. Maybe your camera doesn't give you the close shots that you want, then absolutely this is a good choice. It's $21 after all. I don't think you can go wrong. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.